Konnichiwa, BaguetteCh this. Your funny toasted bread VTuber. How's everyone doing? Today's video is in English and it's about drawing. Yes, your French bread does draw a lot and I wanted to make another video for a while. So here's the topic of this video. How to get better at drawing anime illustrations. If you are interested, please stay with me until the end. So before we begin, I want you to know why I'm making this video. I have been drawing anime art for a long time and I always thought that learning real anatomy, studying from reality was the way to go if I wanted to get better. People say that if you know how to draw from reality, you can deform it easily to any style on paper because you have the foundations. So I practiced figure drawing and stuff like that, but in the end, I always got lazy and returned to my anime art. But after watching a few Japanese art videos on YouTube this last month, I realized I was completely doing my training wrong. At least for anyone who is into drawing anime illustration. So I would like to thank especially MayuruYaki and Saito Naoki for their super good advices on how to get better at anime illustrations. They are both super talented Japanese artists. If you guys want to check the YouTube channels out, I will leave both channels link in the description. Really, they gave me a lot of good information, so much that I want to share what I learned from them in English. So this is like super premium content, guys. And I believe there's not many videos like this in English, so this is the reason why I'm making this video today. To transfer what I learned from them to you, who is probably super motivated to improve at anime illustration as well. So let's do this, guys. Let's do this. Let's start with a question. Have you ever wondered why you keep practicing, but you notice that you are not improving much at all? Yes? It's because you are doing it wrong, probably. The first thing to do is do not practice, but instead produce an illustration. If you feel like you are improving, do not practice in any case. Actually, from the start, produce a real piece. Draw something you like from the start. If you like Hatsune Miku, you should draw Hatsune Miku right now. If you like drawing VTubers, you should do that from the start. Leave the study of anatomy or whatever you are practicing behind. You might be like adopting me right now and be like, what is this idiot bread saying? I can't do a good piece of illustration, that's why I'm practicing. Do not panic, I will explain. To be clear, I'm not saying that practicing is not good. I'm saying that practicing without a real goal is super bad. But let me explain one thing at a time. So why drawing a real piece of illustration is better? First, by drawing an anime illustration of something you like, you will try to make it super nice, because that's something you like, right? I mean, when I draw anime girls, I always want to make them super cute and pretty because that's what I want. But if you are practicing something that you do not really like, for example, muscles of real humans, you'll be like, wow, so annoying and complicated. I just replicate it and make it look right somehow. This is like for knowledge only. You tend to give up like that pretty quickly, honestly. So personally, if I draw something I don't like, it can be seen like through the art quality pretty fast. You might be asking, why not just practice something I like then? That won't work, guys, because if you are practicing, you are not 100% into it. Even if you are, it won't happen every time, so you are wasting a lot of time. You will be just tempted to put that practice art into an art piece. If that's the case, just do an art piece from the start. Yes, the point is that you should be 100% into it. Like super serious mode. For this method to work, you have to draw an illustration from the start, super seriously, like your illustration is going to be marketed all over the world, or the reason more to draw something you like. You are probably thinking that I still didn't explain why drawing and illustration is better. No rush, I'm gonna explain it now, guys. I had to clarify this point to continue. Because drawing and illustration makes you an illustrator. Eh? What do you mean by that? You might be wondering. What I'm saying is that with this method, you will put yourself into the shoes of a real illustrator. It's pretty obvious if you think about it. For example, instead of learning Japanese from the start at school, you'll be directly living there and speaking it. That way, you will learn much faster than learning at school. If you like Japan and want to learn Japanese faster, you should go to Japan and learn Japanese there. That's what's happening with drawing as well. If you like anime illustrations, you should do that from the beginning and leave the practice behind. Yes, you should think like if you are drawing an anime illustration, you become the anime illustrator, the one and only. And by drawing something you like, you'll be able to stay focused on it so you're not wasting time practicing without a goal to begin with. That point is super important, guys. Don't worry if you are bad. It's the same for everyone who started, including me. You'll be like a child learning how to play your first song on the piano. You'll fail a lot at first, but if you keep it up, you will learn it perfectly and eventually you'll be able to play other songs as well. Same with drawing. There's a few points to keep in mind when you're drawing the illustration though. First point is always search for references if you don't know how to draw something. People that are not improving at drawing are people that do not research what they want to draw. They be like, this is annoying. I don't know how to draw a sky. Let's just put a blue color. Or like, let's keep the hands because I don't know how to draw them. Boo 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 boo, very bad. Artists that can draw without references are people that already have drawn the same thing thousands of times. If a professional artist doesn't know how to draw something, he will definitely search for it, especially if it will enhance the piece. Second point is to get out of your comfort zone a little bit. Do not draw things that you are only good at. Challenge yourself. Draw something that you like while implementing a bit of challenge. Be careful not to set too many goals though, or the piece will look unfinished. Set challenges that if you give your best, you can finish them. For example, you are super good at anime portrait, but you would like to draw more of the body parts, yet you are not that motivated because you think you are super bad at it. You know, I have seen so many artists drawing anime heads over and over again because they are not good at drawing the body. Maybe it's okay when you are famous to draw like the same thing again and again because you know how to draw the rest of the body. But when you are learning, it's better to widen our area of expertise. Maybe first you should extend to the chest part while using reference. That way it will be easier if you give your best. But do not trace over the references. Referencing is for looking and study only. Also, don't be lazy. For example, if you think drawing your hands will make the piece better, do it and don't hide the hands away. Use references or take photos of your own hand. There are the points to keep in mind when you draw an illustration. But wait, Brad, are you saying we should totally give up on practicing? No, like I said, the point is that practicing without a real goal is no good. That's where I'm going to explain the second part. Practice comes after you have done that illustration super serious mode. I kept saying 100% super saiyan mode, and this is where I can clarify why you have to be like that. First thing, if you are not 100% into it from the start, when are you going to be? It's like when you are like this. Oh, I didn't use 100% of my power to make this. Let's make the next one with 100% of my superpower. This kind of situation will happen quite often, and it could become a habit. To improve faster is precisely when you made an illustration with all you have that this method will work. Why? Nazida. Because you will be able to identify the areas you need to practice easier. That only works if you are not lazy about drawing. Clearly, if you are lazy drawing something, you will spot a lot of mistakes, but then you wouldn't know what to practice. Is it because you were lazy, or is it because that's a real mistake? You don't know. You guys might be thinking, that's super forceful and annoying. Well, I don't deny it, but that's why this method works. By putting your mind into the shoes of an illustrator, you will be forced to think like one. For example, imagine you are suddenly the main protagonist of an anime, and your task is to kill the demon lord in another world. You are going to think about how to achieve that task. It's so sudden, but you have to do it or you die. Because you are not watching it, you are living it yourself. You are the flesh. Same thing here, you become the illustrator. You know you have a job to complete, and you know this is not an anime series. You will naturally try to be more careful and plan your drawing. You are fighting with your own flesh. We often say that art is a battle of mind within ourselves. And then, after that ultimate battle and that super hard work, you'll probably be thinking that your first illustration is not very good and that you can do better. This is where the practice time comes. Why now? Why now? Because this way, you will not waste time practicing without a goal. You will know what to practice because you made that illustration with all your power. You will be able to set up assignment for yourself to clear because you will know what to practice after completing that illustration. Yes, practicing for practice sake is no good. Practicing is important if you have a set goal. For example, if you think that the eyes are not pretty or you had difficulty drawing the face features during the illustration time, practice that subject until you find a solution or a discovery. It can be anything. Practice until you find something. Like, so that's why I was having problem with the face. I was thinking too much like a 3D face and it actually doesn't live in 2D. Or like, by changing the eyelid shape and putting more highlights into it, it makes the eyes way prettier. Don't hesitate to write what you're thinking during the practicing process. Like, bigger eyes doesn't make my character cuter, or a pointy chin makes them cooler and mature, stuff like that. It's like your own little visual database notebook. It could help you remember stuff that you practiced by writing it and how you found the solution. You might be wondering, but what if I don't know where to start? There are too many problems on my illustration. No problem, guys. In general, we start solving problems from the face and then we proceed to the body parts. Remember to practice only one subject at a time. If you have problem with the eyes, practice that only. Do not extend to the hair or the body. I know it's tempting, but this is the most efficient way. Don't forget to search for references for the subject you are practicing. Super important point though. There you go. I told you why drawing an illustration is better. So do the real deal first and leave the practicing for after. This is the best way to improve an anime illustration. That way, you are not wasting time practicing without a goal. See, I'm not saying that practicing is bad. It's bad only if you do it the wrong way. Besides, you never know when is the right time to stop practicing if you are just doing it for practice sake. Do you ever know what to really practice without producing something yet? You can't even set precise assignment if you don't have something to back it up, or you just practice everything at the same time. But if you do it that way, you won't improve fast. You need to destroy one obstacle at a time. But if you have an illustration that you made seriously and your goal is to improve a few areas that you think you didn't do well on one illustration, clearly you will be having an easier time deciding when to stop practicing. And that time is when you found the solutions to the problems for that illustration. Once you have done that, you are done. No, you are not done. No, you are not. You guys might be surprised, but it's pretty obvious. You simply need to repeat that process every time if you want to improve fast. At any moment, if you feel like you are improving at drawing, or you found solutions for your art problems during practice time, stop practicing. We draw a new piece of illustration with 100% serious mode. With the solutions and discoveries you found, you realize at how much you have improved from the previous piece you made. After you are done, analyze it and practice the points that you think are lacking, and then repeat again. You guys be like, I thought that was the end, but you're actually telling me to do this over and over again. Yes, that's what I'm telling you. This is the fastest way to improve your art. We are not doing practice, then real deal. We are doing the reverse. Real deal, then practice. Die first, train later. No time wasted. It hurts, but it's super efficient. This is the ultimate method I learned from the Japanese illustrators' channels. That's what I wanted to share in this video, because this is what I'm doing too now, and it has proven its effect though. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments. I do my best to reply when I can. Thanks for watching, and I wish you all the luck in this illustrator hellish path.